Hey, everybody, Doug.
Greg.
And this is Mike.
And we are the It's Funny That Makes It Okay podcast, part of the Off the Tongue Podcast Network. And who else might be on the Off the Tongue Podcast Network, you might ask? Well, you got the Greener Grass podcast. We got Teach a Dummy, Skate Ohio, the original Copycats, and Pint Pals podcast. So make sure to check all them out and give us a listen as well. Hey, welcome. Thanks for tuning into the show. We have a great week ahead of us here. We are loaded for bear tonight.
Yeah,
getting ready
we
for
got quite a mixture of things tonight, I think.
We do. It's kind of a potpourri, miscellaneous. Starting to get ready for Thanksgiving. Starting to get a little. I've been looking for turkey and ham. I got a new oven that's got like an air fryer and a convection thing. I tried something in the air fryer and it didn't work out very well.
How do you fry air? I've never had any fried air.
It didn't work very well. So I got to do a little more testing on it before Thanksgiving so I can figure out how to use it because I haven't quite got it down.
Well, I ran into you the other day and you were testing out your turkey call. You were looking for turkey.
Oh, man. So tonight I got a little story, a toilet story. You'll delight and entertain. And then we're gonna do a little Halloween recap, Halloween roundup. And then we have something. Mike's got something he wants to talk about. Cheese, George.
Yeah. Cheese,
cheese, Grommet. That's ooh, Grommet, cheese.
We're gonna talk a little bit about statues and monuments and some weird statues. And then Greg has a new thing for us. It's just yay or nay. He's gonna give his 18 or so things. Just real quick hit, kind of yay or nay on. I don't know any more about it than that.
And we'll discuss a little bit.
All in favor say yay
or nay.
Well, it's more, does it affect you? Does it, would you?
No, don't, we'll get to it. Don't give us too much information. We'll go into it cold, so we don't know. All right. Real quick. I was out at a customer's and I had a moment of urgency where I had to find a bathroom. Now, if you've listened to this podcast, you guys know I do not like going big potty out somewhere. But this is one of those times where it's like I'm stuck.
Sometimes nature calls.
I have got to find a bath. I got to go. So I went to this restroom and I walk in there and it was at kind of like a hospital / college medical place where they train people and it's labs and hospitals. So I walk in and it's got like a locker room on one side and the bathrooms are on the other. I went to the bathroom. They have a urinal and then they have the two stalls. And unfortunately I had to find a stall. So I go into the first stall, prep the toilet, get all ready. I sit down on the toilet. I could not touch the ground. My feet are swinging. Now listen, I am not a short.
It's a tall one.
I'm not real tall. I'm 5'8", maybe 5'7.5". Now I shrink. You know about shrinkage, right? But so you get a little shorter as you get older. But 5'7.5", 5'8". I'm sitting there and I'm swinging my feet. I push
like
my
on a high chair.
I push my feet down, like point my toes down. My toes barely touch the ground at that point. I'm like, who installed this toilet? Shouldn't it? Am I nuts or is that a little crazy?
That would freak me out a little
high.
bit. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm going to tell you something else too. It's a little difficult to kind of, I'll be delicate, bear down and kind of grunt, push. When I can't touch my feet, they're swinging. You're like, it's weird. It's like it's like pooping in space. You're just floating there. It's like, I can't get a good.
I get it if you're like 5 or 6 years old and you're like learning to use like a toilet.
Yeah,
like
then your feet are naturally swinging.
When you're short, you like when you're a kid.
I told my wife, I said, when I got done, I felt like I should hold my hands up and say, I done with poo-poo, and have somebody come and lift me off the toilet.
Bend over and assume bend over and assume the position.
Like, what is this? Very emasculating. The stall next to me was a handicap stall. So I thought, well, let's look. I look in here. It's the same height. They got a wheelchair ramp up to the toilet seat. That's quite. But that's how I felt. Like I got to walk up there.
Put you up on the lift.
Yeah, I got a little ladder to get up onto the seat. I got a little dizzy at first. It's like, whoo.
Man.
But that's ridiculous. Shouldn't there be like somebody? Why do you need it that tall? I'd rather have the toilet a little shorter than a little taller.
See, I
don't like a real short toilet, but at least I could use the short toilet.
We have that issue in our main bathroom up here. Our toilet is short.
We got the giant toilet.
No, it's short. It's like, I don't know. I just went to Menards and bought a standard toy, and I get it home, but it's like, why is this so low?
Again, I would rather
now
have
you
that.
feel like you're sitting on a potty chair.
I'd rather have that
instead
than
of
one that's 4 foot in the air. It's just
No, I don't want
you
a
can't
tall.
really
I don't
bear
want a tall.
down.
A tall
You can't
toilet.
bear down when you got your feet swinging around. You just can't. It's
Grab
very,
hold of the counter or something. Or, well, I guess in a stall you wouldn't have a counter.
It did have a bar.
Maybe the bar was for
I
bearing
tried.
down.
I did all kinds. I used the bar. It didn't help a lot.
Well, there's probably one on the right side or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So you got nothing on the left
No.
side. So
You got
you've
the
got
block
unequal
wall.
pushing.
You got a block wall.
So now you got unequal pressure.
Yeah. I'm skidding off to one side.
Yeah. Ooh, that could be a bad. That could be.
Well,
bad
I will
news.
say
You're
this.
going to be one of those people that are pooping on the walls.
I end up having. Now I understand it. I didn't try to. It just happened. No, I just finished up. I had to use another stall somewhere else later because I didn't finish, but I can't sit here any longer. It was terrible.
They should put a button on the wall you can raise and lower. You know.
With plumbing, I don't know how
Yeah,
that
I
would
feel
work.
I feel like that would be tough to pull off.
Or a little lift. I just hook underneath. Sets me on it. How about you just install a normal toilet? Now, this was one of those, like I said, it's at a hospital industrial, so the toilet was just, it went straight into the wall. There was nothing underneath of it. I don't know why they mounted it so high in the wall. Like, jeez. Or maybe build a little platform underneath of it or something. I could step up to it.
The guy was just installing it at standing
squatty potty?
standing
Something.
height. He's like, "Oh yeah, this will look good."
He was 6'4".
Well, he's
Yeah.
7 foot. Shaquille O'Neal put the toilet in.
Yeah, that looks good.
I expected when I went to the bathroom, I would only see like the top 2 inches of my head too. He put the mirrors in, the sink. I can't see the sink. I just reach my hands over inside it. They're
And
wet.
probably
okay.
for some odd reason, the toilet paper dispenser, the toilet paper roll is probably 6 inches off the ground.
I had to jump up and grab the paper towels and then slide down. It's like the giant installed all the accoutrements in here in this bathroom.
Yeah, there should be a standard height.
yeah.
I did not have a good experience. I gave it 1 star on the Yelp. Like, do not use this toilet.
Yelp.
Unless you're a
bathroom.
giant person. If you're a giant man, you're going to have a field day. If you are average or below, it's going to be rough. I'm not going to lie. So anyway, that was it.
Yeah. Interesting.
I got nothing else. That was
All
my
right.
one thing.
Well, I have a couple Halloween stories. I found these after Halloween, so
That's fine. It's
We're
our
a couple-
Halloween roundup.
yeah,
Yeah,
we're a couple weeks
yeah.
removed from Halloween.
Little
But
follow-up's not bad.
have you guys heard of a boo basket before?
Have not.
Well, I hadn't either.
Is it like an Easter basket?
It's exactly
Is it
like an
really?
Easter
I was just
Yes.
joking.
No, it's exactly like an Easter basket.
Oh, for crying
Well, now
out
hold
loud.
it. You're saying basket and you wrote bucket. I need to know what.
Oh, well, that's me. It's a basket.
Okay, it's
it's
a
a,
basket.
boo basket. A boo basket.
Okay, so you have you heard of a boo bucket?
I've not.
Maybe that's what you could have gone. You could have looked for a boo.
I needed a
bucket.
poo bucket. I needed a poo bucket. Or a poo basket. Either one of those I would have rather used than that toilet.
Oh man. Well, okay. How about this? Boo baskets are a treat for kids, but they're a trick for parents. Exhausted moms and dads are slamming a new Halloween trend. I bet you can guess where it started.
Parent teachers conference.
Not quite.
No?
It's our favorite social media
TT?
app.
Oh,
Yes.
TikTok.
TikTok, yes. A Halloween TikTok trend that requires them to gift a basket teeming with spooky season goodies to their kids. While the concept of a boo basket originated several years ago, it's now become a hot Halloween phenomenon thanks to TikTok and other social media platforms. So it shows a couple pictures of what they typically put in here, and the one it puts in the article, it's like there's like decorative pillows, candy, there's like
Pillows? What?
there's like a soap or Bath and Body Works dispenser, there's a Starbucks
How old is
coffee.
this for?
I mean, this is like there's like a thing, a jewelry bag in there.
And when
Some
do you
makeup
give it to
stuff.
the person on Halloween or
So it says,
because that's not a trick or treat thing, obviously.
well, to back up a little bit, I like this part of the article too. It says, one peeved parent took to Reddit to complain that Halloween has become already over the top, saying, "There's already costumes, trick-or-treating, fall festivals, hay rides, pumpkin carving, corn mazes, state fairs. Do we really need to add more?" And they've got a point, I think. I like all of those
This
things.
might play into my 18 things.
It says, absolutely no hate if you love doing this for your kids. I know I'm definitely over the top in other areas, but this just feels a bit too much for me, somebody else said.
I don't like this at all.
Nope.
No, I'm going to tell you what. Oh, I got a bit of a rant with this if you want, because this is irritating the crap out of me. But I'll let you finish.
I'll put
ahead.
a little bow on it. It says the trend is difficult to get out of. So apparently there's a whole separate set of circumstances to it. So it says, if you're the recipient of a boo basket, described as getting booed, you're obliged to assemble your own gift basket to give to another person. Well, I didn't get a boo basket.
Well, how about just
so
re-gift that one that you just got,
I don't know.
since you got to do it anyways?
And I thought it said for the kids, but like the kids aren't going to give you a boo basket.
Well, yeah, you hand this to a kid and he's like, oh, crap, now I got to put one together.
So I don't know if it's like people doing this for other people.
I'd say
or...
this seems like it's more for adults to adults, but maybe kids too.
Somebody said, it sounds fun, sure, and I have nothing against spreading holiday cheer to children, but in my mind, having to put together a boo basket is just another task to complete from my already long Halloween to-do list, which is already endless. Now I'm heading to the dollar store to try to create a boo bucket to compete with what my kids receive that evening. So I guess
why are your Halloween lists endless? Oh, what has happened to Halloween?
It used to be you dress up,
It was
go out,
October
and get candy.
31st. You went and got candy.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what is ruining this country, this great country of ours. I've had it. I already had this rant a couple weeks ago at work, and the boss heard it, and he agreed with me. These stupid the ruination of our nation has started with trunk or treat. Trunk or treat is killing stuff. These churches and stuff, we're going to do this nice thing. We're going to do a trunk or treat. We just get all the cars in the parking lot and the kids just show up in the parking lot and they just get candy. And then stores started doing this and they do it 2 weeks before Halloween, 3 weeks before Halloween. Come to the store and you just get candy. They're ruining the nation because the kids have no work ethic. They just show up and get candy. They don't have to work for anything. You don't have to plan nothing. When we were growing up, it was October 31st. There was one day, rain, shine, sleet, snow, didn't matter. That was the day you go get candy. You don't show up at some parking lot and stick your hand out like you're a communist and say, give me my candy. Where's my stuff? I deserve something. I did nothing for it. They didn't even say trick or treat. Done nothing. They didn't even have to dress up. They just walk into a store. Here's your free candy, kids. I'm sick of it. Let's go back to we have Halloween on one day. One day.
And trick-or-treating.
And if you elect me, that is my platform for 2028. Sorry.
I was going to say, I didn't know we were on the I Bet You Can't Rant segment, but
I didn't
But
either.
Doug killed it. He knocked it out of the park.
I was reading this. I was just getting madder and madder and madder. I'm like, I can't. This is driving me nuts.
Well, okay. My main
apologize to everybody. I'm sorry. I'm a grumpy old man.
My main complaint fell somewhat overlap, but it's like when I look at the pictures of the buckets, like what the examples are in the article, there's another one that shows it's like there's a pumpkin mug, some pumpkin Jacqueline slippers, there's a cup, some socks, a giant candle. What else is in? There's like pumpkin
Orange
spice.
Starbucks.
Yeah, it's like, and the basket is all decorated too. It's like, okay, if you give this to a kid, what's a kid going to want more, candy or like a pumpkin spice latte seasoning or mix from Starbucks?
Well, see, now I'm more irritated because what this is for adults. Adults keep taking more and more stuff that kids used to do. They're taking everything. You're robbing the joy from children and from the childhood. The adults go to Disney. They stand in line. They're pushing kids out of line. It's not adults with kids. It's just, no, I'm here for my Disney. I want a picture with Mickey. You don't even have a kid. You're 45 and you live in your mom's basement. Gah! Okay.
Okay.
I'm all right. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I'm a little punchy. Okay, I'm good.
No, that's all I
Sorry.
had for that story. So
Mike
we can
looked
move
scared
on.
for a minute. I didn't mean to startle you. I was just reading that. I'm like, I think this is for adults.
Same, but just with less angst about it, I guess.
Well, God help you if you boo me. I'm going to tell you that right now. Because that basket's coming back at you at about 90 miles an hour.
It does say you got to get somebody one. So
Well,
maybe
that one will be coming right back at you. Sorry. Go ahead.
All right. Well, how about I had seen another. This is another way. This is another way you can go overboard with Halloween. And Greg is, I'm guessing, got a peek of the article.
Yeah, I just read the headline.
Why did you put this article up there?
Because I saw it and I had to
Are you going to
suffer.
be able to rant about this one?
I don't even want to talk about this one.
Well, I can talk about it then, I guess. What do you do when you're out of the fake blood at the...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's... For the listeners out there who don't know what the punchline is yet, what do you do when Halloween spirit is out of the fake blood, but you need it for your costume?
You gotta have it. What do you
do?
What do you do?
You know, you gotta go to the next level. Well, how
Use a
about...
razor blade? Is that what we're going to do? Just cut ourselves and get a little blood?
That's a little dark, but it's an option.
I would rather cut my finger off than what you're going to say.
Somebody was creative,
Well, a
quote
little
unquote.
slice with a blade, you're going to get enough blood. I mean,
I still would, if they said the whole finger or this option, okay, yeah, I wouldn't be happy, but if that's the only two options, go ahead, Mike.
No,
Sorry again.
somebody else got a little creative, and they used their period blood.
Is this real?
It is
There's
real.
a picture of her with blood all over.
I have to finish the headline, though. I have to finish the headline.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
too good not to. It says, I used my period blood for a Chucky Halloween costume. Haters were shocked, but it's more authentic. I guess it's authentic.
well, it's blood. It's real.
Haters are shocked. I was
Did
shocked.
Chucky do a lot with period blood, or was
What? I don't know if he discriminated, I guess. I don't know.
What period? 1960s?
I can't even look at any more.
It says a Brazilian beauty queen celebrated Halloween hardcore this year when she embellished her Chucky costume with her own menstrual blood. And it says a move that divided her fan base. She's got 600,000 Instagram followers.
Of course she does.
I'm surprised it's divided. That's what's even like. Shouldn't it all be one direction? Like, no, don't do that. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, and okay, so the pictures, as you guys saw. Okay,
You thought my candy rant was bad. Wait till you hear what I have to say about period blood.
it's okay. It's I get it. Maybe. Well, I don't get it. I don't get it. But the places she put it, it's on her face. It's on her clothes. It's on
legs,
her. It's on her body. But especially the face. The face is like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here? On the clothes, I don't like any of it. I don't like any
of it either.
I think Halloween is about breaking free from conventions and exploring the dark
I don't
side
want real
of
blood
oneself.
from any part of anybody's body on themselves as part of the costume. I just don't,
Especially those parts.
sorry, Mike. Go
I know
I
it's
just-
blood, but
There's really not much more else I can say. She goes on to try to defend it. She said it's more authentic. And
real blood is more authentic. I'll give her that.
and then I'm not going to mention it, but she goes on to talk about how she obtained said stuff, and yeah, I think basically what it was more or less a push for other advertising for other sites, not Instagram, if you catch my drift.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was disgusting. And that's all I want to talk about.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's gross.
Disgusting.
So that's another, on the flip side of the bucket, that's another way you can ruin Halloween.
Well, other than two, I'd rather have the boo bucket.
Yeah,
I'd rather be
I would take
booed
the bucket over that.
than that.
So all
Not
the,
a bucket of that.
Oh no, that's the worst of both scenarios. The worst
Oh,
of
look
both
at the bucket
scenarios.
I've got for you.
I don't want it.
I'd rather get a poo bucket than that.
Yeah.
That's gross, but all right, I'll take that.
Oh goodness. Okay, so I had another story here.
Where do you find that?
It probably shows up in his feed.
Yeah, it was right after the hot dogs in unusual places.
No, actually, that one I was just on the weird but true section of the New York Post.
Oh, the Post. Yeah,
Yes.
I love the Post.
So It was weird, and unfortunately, it was true.
Well, they're good at
very
weird.
So I'd seen another. This is a different story, not Halloween related. So that's the little bow on Halloween. But this one was funny to me. It says, artisan cheese seller in a pickle after thieves made off with a massive cheddar haul. I was like, okay, we've talked about some weird heists, like some weird stealing stuff on this podcast. I remember the bridge where thieves stole like 7 miles of copper and lights and
Yep.
the hydrants, the fire hydrants. I hadn't seen cheese yet, so I was interested. It piqued my interest. It says, thieves with a nose for fine cheese have pulled off a massive cheddar heist in London. Neil's Dairy Yard said a con artist posing as a wholesale distributor for a major French retailer made off with 22 metric tons, which is 48,500 pounds of cheese.
This is almost like the Chicago woman stealing the chicken wings.
Yeah, that's a lot of cheese.
It's award-winning cheddar worth it says 300,000 British pounds, which is almost $400,000.
You know
So
what?
that's-
You know who would
that's
have
the
really
good cheddar.
appreciated this heist?
Yes, you guys know. Good old Bones. He would have
Bones?
loved it.
That was from
Bones.
a much earlier
Yes.
episode. There was a dog that was missing, and they said the only way you could get him to come to it for you, you had to yell, "I have the good cheddar," and he would come running.
Bones like the good
Bones
cheddar.
would have loved this.
I think Bones is maybe the mastermind.
He might be
whole
behind
plot.
this.
He might-
He's set for life now with this cheese. So it
He's
says,
like the mob boss.
oh yeah. Well, he's moved on from
Or
petty
these,
theft.
Maybe
cheese.
these people took Bones, and that's how. You have 22 metric tons of good cheddar, Bones. He just- he collapses. He's like the fainting goat. We got Bones.
Yeah. Oh man, I love it. It says the high monetary value of these cheeses likely made them a particular target for thieves. But how, like, if
Where do
you're
you
a thief,
fence this at?
the black cheese
That's-
market.
That's one of my questions. And it's not just like a few it's like 48,000 pounds of cheese. How are you offloading it? What are you doing with it?
Maybe going to restaurants who don't care where it comes from, or
I would love to know the scheming behind this too, because it says they're posing as a major wholesale distributor. But it's like, how would you not know if you're a
I like
reputable
how
cheese
they're
company?
French. I picture Monty Python. We taunt you for a second time. Come back and we will fart in your general direction. We love your cheese. It's so good.
The
That was almost
masterminding
Italian.
of
Yeah,
the
that was-
cheese.
that was
I messed up.
It's crazy though. And it's cheese. At the end of the day, it's cheese. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay, it's not some painting or art or some jewelry or whatever that you see in the movies. It's cheese. 1,000 wheels of cloth wrapped cheese from 3
$12.90 a
makers.
pound.
Yeah. It is not, I mean, it's not cheap. It's like, holy cow. I mean, it must have been an operation. It had to have been an operation. You stole that much cheese?
I think they're going to offload it in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Make all those Packer.
Ship it across the pond.
Packer.
Yeah, I think that's too good a cheese for Wisconsin's not that
Oh,
picky
these are
with
for the
it.
highbrow fans.
Are there highbrow
Well,
Packer
I don't
fans?
know.
I'm just kidding, Green Bay. Relax. We're disgruntled Bears fans. We got nothing. I got nothing. We got a crappy team. I got to make fun of something.
Yeah.
So,
You get the last laugh, guys.
yeah.
The Green Bay
ha
fans.
ha ha. You guys like stinky cheese, and we got the Bears. So
I mean, the cheese, it's like, okay, it's one thing if the cheese rolls off like an assembly line somewhere, you just make more. This cheese takes a year to a year and a half to make. The good cheddar. The good cheddar.
The good cheddar.
You can't just replace the good cheddar,
No.
you know? So there's a year and a half's worth of cheese just out the door because somebody stole it, pulled off the heist. And I love how it says this too. Neil's Yard Dairy has asked international cheesemongers to be on the lookout for the stolen cheese,
Cheesemongers.
particularly the 10 kilogram, 22 pound blocks.
Well, you think they're going to leave it in blocks? I think they're going to cut it down probably.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, we got these good slices here.
I
maybe
guess
they're going to make fancy grilled cheese sandwiches and sell
Yeah.
them on the street.
Maybe.
I guess
We
it
gotta move these
depends
some way.
who their buyers are. Yeah, you know, you might have to break it down a little bit to sell it.
Why are these Cheetos so expensive? Oh, you'll taste the difference.
You'll know.
It's the good cheddar.
The good
This
cheddar.
little bag of Doritos is $7.50 for that little snack bag. That's ridiculous. It's all in the taste, though.
Some call it the best cheddar. It may be the best cheddar.
It's fantastic.
Oh,
I like how it says detectives at Scotland Yard are and international authorities are searching for. How'd you like to be a detective at Scotland Yard? All the other detectives like, oh, I'm looking into this serial killer and this. Like, what do you got? It's like, somebody sold some cheese.
Cheese.
It was a lot of cheese. It was 22 metric tons of cheese.
I'm impressed with the sheer volume of cheese that was stolen. I have to admit. I mean, it's crazy.
That's a lot of cheese.
It's a lot
You
of
think
cheese.
they're going to make a movie
cheese.
about this?
I would watch
Like
it.
Ocean's 11.
I would watch it. I would. I
The
would
big
watch
cheese heist.
The big cheese. Nacho cheese.
it. Nacho cheese anymore.
That's right. And they
It's
say,
my cheese now.
somebody stole the cheese. That's no Gouda.
I wonder how they did. Did it say how they did it?
Well, it doesn't
They
break.
pose. Go ahead.
I was going to say they didn't break it down as specifically step by step what happened, but they presented themselves as like a distributor. So I think they loaded the cheese up in a truck or something, and hey, I'm the distributor. We'll get it to where it's
And
supposed to
insult
go,
to injury, they loaded their own cheese into the stolen the truck and let the guy drive off
and handed
with
it over to him.
Which the truck was probably stolen too. You had to have the guy that stole the truck too.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to have been pre-planned and schemed.
Yeah.
Like pretty well out in advance. So I don't know, but yeah, it didn't quite break it down. But I'm assuming at posing as a distributor, load the cheese up in the truck. The
I
truck
guess.
doesn't make it to where it's going. So crazy. Any other thoughts on the cheese?
I'd kind of like to be a cheesemonger just so I could say that. What do you do for a living? I'm a cheesemonger.
Cheesemonger.
International cheesemonger.
Let's see.
That sounds,
That's a little highbrow for me. I don't know if I could hit the international, but that
Well,
would be great. I feel like I need to grow like a pencil thin mustache that curls up, and
You don't want to sell yourself short. I think you could make it
you?
international cheesemonger.
I love cheese. I would get in trouble for eating the cheese. I wonder, do you get to taste the cheese? Kind of like the wine test. You got to get a
Yeah.
little plug and take it
Sniff
out,
it.
smell it, and taste it.
You do,
Put it in
yeah.
your mouth and like move it around on your tongue.
Spit it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cleanse the palate
I don't want
after
to
each
spit it out, though.
time.
I just want to eat the cheese.
So,
All right.
yep. Crazy story. Be on the lookout for cheese wheels.
Yeah.
Yes. If somebody gives you a great deal on some international expensive cheese,
Yeah.
please contact Scotland Yard.
Please
Yes.
contact your local international cheesemonger.
You think it's a cheese ring?
what?
You think it's a cheese ring?
It could be.
Or
Yeah.
or is it just this one group that?
Well, rival cheesemongers may
Well,
come after
right.
you.
You could have. This could be a big thing.
I don't
You
know.
got a cheese
The
ring.
cheese
going.
mafia.
Yeah.
We deal in all kinds of cheese. Not that American stuff, though. That's,
Yeah.
Well, American
that's
cheese
processed cheese food.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
real cheese.
Well, how about another terrifying story, if I may, after the cheese? We'll go back to another. We'll use the cheese as a lighthearted point. So I'd seen this too. It says nightmare-inducing and beloved. Okay, I'm not sure who loves it, but and beloved hand statue waves goodbye after disturbing the public for years. I'm like, okay, well, I have to see the statue. I have to see it. It says, and this was in New Zealand, perched on two fingers on the roof of an art gallery
That
in
is-
Wellington, New Zealand. The giant sculpture of a hand has loomed over the city for 5 years. It's named Quasi, the 16-foot creation of Australia-based sculptor Ronnie Van Hout, bears an unsmiling human face. Some found it disturbing, and now, after 5 years of provoking controversy and emotions, from horror and revulsion to delight among residents of New Zealand's capital, Quasi will be removed from the roof of the city gallery this week. And it shows the picture of him. And yeah, he's standing on his index and middle fingers with his thumb tucked on his hip as if it was an arm.
It looks like there's a,
And it's a face.
Band-Aid going across between the two fingers.
Yeah, that
almost.
looks kind of weird. But it's a face on the back
I
of
think
the
that's
palm.
his chin.
It is that. Yeah, it is.
It looks more like a skirt.
Maybe it is.
I think if I was a resident, the only things I would feel would be revulsion. I
I
think that
find
would,
it a little off-putting that there's only 4 fingers.
Well, I
I
think
know there's
there-
one maybe tucked back there, but I need to see the back of that to see if there is. If there's not,
I
I
feel like
really have a problem.
Yeah, there should be 5.
the thumb is, like I said, tucked as
Yeah.
almost like an arm
like
on the
he's got his
hip.
hand on his hip.
The index and middle
Like he's
finger.
a sassy.
Yeah.
He's a sassy hand.
The index and middle fingers are the legs.
Yeah.
It looks like you could see the ring finger, but it is behind him.
Yeah, it looks like he's got it tucked back like that.
And then
It
the,
does look like that.
the
but
pinky is like the other arm, opposite of the thumb, that just kind of hangs down. It's weird.
It's very weird.
I don't, it's like, okay, if this looked at me, like if I lived anywhere near the city gallery, I would move. if this thing was up there
You should
staring
have
at
done like
me.
a rock, paper, scissors or something. You know, like something like that. That would have been all right.
This is what the thing from the Addams Family would look like if it had a face.
Yeah.
Well, the face is off-putting too. The face
It
looks
is.
too big for the hand. He should have made the face a little smaller.
Well, it's the whole back of the hand. The
It
face
is.
is.
You kind of need it, kind of more the face going up to like the wrist, where that would be the head.
And it looks like the face of some like dictator or something.
The hand.
The hand.
No one questions
he rules
the hand.
with an iron hand.
He does rule with an iron hand.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It says it's going to be taken to a new home, and the city council member says this is either a great day for Wellington or a terrible day for Wellington, and there's not much view in between. It's like you probably either really like it or you probably hate it. There
I
probably
think I'd
isn't much in
randomly
the
during
middle.
the night it's set in different people's backyards or something. So they come in the morning and open their back window and go, ah!
Ugh. That would be weird.
Yeah, it'd be kind of funny if you got that and you were able to just put it in somebody's yard.
Yeah.
They get up the next day like, ah! That would be funny.
Yeah, so it says Quasi first graced or haunted an art gallery in Christchurch, New Zealand in 2016, but proved polarizing. Gee, I can't
Wonder where they
imagine
got
why.
the name Quasi.
Well, it does say
Quasimodo.
actually. Yep, from
Is
the
it?
Hunchback
Okay.
of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Well, why? I mean, he's not a hunchback.
He's a
I
hunch
don't know.
hand. He's got a hump
Well,
on
yeah,
his
there's
hand.
no back.
Maybe because he's on the roof and Quasimodo lived up in the
I guess, yeah.
rafters of a church. It's not really the same. I don't know. I'm stretching here, Greg. I'm trying to figure that out. It doesn't make any sense, but maybe because he looks deformed and hideous. I don't know.
It says
guess.
in 2019, when Quasi was installed in Wellington, he grew over time on the residence. And the same city council member says, he arrived and I won't say the city unanimously hated him, but I reckon 80% were like, what is this monster? What have we done? They didn't unanimously
if you
hate it.
visit- Well, you know, if you visited there, you'd want to go see it. You would. You'd go see
It
it.
disgusts me, yet I can't look away.
Yeah.
Well, and you don't even, it's like you don't have to get into the gallery to go see him. You can see him from
Yeah,
like
it's on the
5
roof,
blocks
yeah.
away. I mean,
Yeah, you don't have to get very close.
you could be riding the bus on your commute to work and there he is.
You
He's
just look
watching
over, you're
it.
like, ah! Oh,
Every time.
I'm not a big dreamer, but I feel like this would cause me some nightmares.
Yeah.
It'd be
a
chasing me or
dreamer.
something on its fingers, running after you.
poking you.
Yeah, tickling you.
Oh, that's
I'll do a couple more.
tickled by Quasi.
I don't want to be tickled
time
like
for your
Wazzy.
prostate exam. Ah!
Ooh, that's a big hand.
That's a big hand.
That's when he really becomes polarizing.
Yes.
You would be able to use your prostate blood for your outfit.
Oh gosh.
I think if he did the prostate exam, you'd look like a glove that's been turned inside out when he got done with it. You can look at your prostate from the outside now.
What's that on display next to the hand? Oh, that's the guy we did the prostate exam on.
Oh my gosh.
Looks like he's been flayed.
A couple more paragraphs I liked. The council member goes on to say, I think that over time there's been a bit of a softening. There's a sort of pro-Quasi group, which I consider myself part of.
Pro Quasi.
He's pro-Quasi. So you're either pro or anti-Quasi, apparently. It says then he's going to be moved. A resident said, it's really disturbing, but it's a staple of Wellington now. She had brought friends and family to see Quasi, and she was gutted that he was leaving.
Gutted.
I like this too. It says, Quasi is going to be lifted from the roof by a helicopter on Saturday when the giant hand will travel to an undisclosed location in Australia. I think it would be even more terrifying if you happen to look up at a helicopter and he's carrying a giant 16-foot hand
What if it's table snapped and it just drops into your house?
and he just stands there looking at you.
They're probably going to
Mike
take it.
Gennard was killed today by a giant hand. Like, what?
The hand of God, some would say.
They're probably going to take it to like Greece, where there's some of those statues that don't have hands, and put it on one of those.
I can't imagine that next to some like actual like Greek era art or
Yeah,
sculpture.
we got Quasi on the arm.
Here's Quasi. Oh, that
and
Quasi.
then put some stitches
Next
on
to
it.
David. Or Venus or, Aphrodite or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's David, Venus, Quasi.
And it says later in the article too that The sculpture has adorned the Wellington skyline during some of its most difficult times. The city has struggled with earthquake-prone buildings, widespread plumbing problems, and political division in
So let's put a giant hand precariously balanced on two little fingers on top of a building.
on the ledge of a roof from the city gallery.
It weighs 4 metric tons. It can topple over and crush somebody. But we're happy it's there.
I bet when the sun sets behind him, though, it's splendid.
That's beautiful.
The shadow that thing must cast. I mean, it's got to be so weird.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it goes on to say, oh, he'll be missed. The mayor says, I think there's going to be a strong feeling of relief.
I would agree with the mayor.
So that kind of, it made the wheels turn for me. I was like, I wonder what other weird statues and monuments are out there.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Now, I will preface there's a lot across the world, and I found probably some of the most disturbing compiled into one article.
Oh,
here.
good. I think that's a theme in this podcast.
Yes.
Disturbing.
The article is literally called 15 Disturbing, Upsetting, and Frighteningly Weird Statues.
See, the statues, I am not a fan of dolls, and they're kind of like, they're non-movable dolls.
Statues are supersized dolls in a way. So I'm going to make Doug and Greg endure these statues that I looked at.
Great.
So the first one, it starts off
I don't like that one.
in
already.
Norway. It's called These Trolls.
I don't like trolls.
So it's like a group of 3 trolls. One is got a huge nose. He's carrying a walking stick. The other one is in overalls.
Oh.
And the woman is meticulously plotting something, and she looks like. So it's kind of tame. I will say these are kind of tame. They're weird looking. They're kind of off-putting, but it's not bad. I would take these over Quasi. I'm not gonna lie. I would take the trolls over Quasi if I had to pick.
Yeah.
There they are. They weren't loading. Okay, gotcha.
Holy cow.
Yeah, those are weird. Trolls.
So trolls are inspired by lore, Scandinavian folklore.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where they come into Norway.
So they're not internet trolls.
No. Well, they might be. I don't know. But they're also lore trolls.
Actual
I guess.
trolls. Yeah.
The next one is probably the worst one of the whole thing.
I would take an army of quasis over this thing. That is
Yeah.
terrifying.
It's called, I love the name too. It's called Bad Bad Boy.
I've been a
He's a bad boy.
He is in Helsinki, Finland. I don't even know how to describe this.
It looks like an 8.5. It says 8.5 meters. Yeah, 8.5 meters tall. So, was it 24, 25
He's
feet?
tall.
He's
But
like
it looks like they've skinned him alive. It
Yeah.
looks like he's all kind of bloody. It looks like it's disgusting.
he has an abnormally large head with creepy eyes that are looking off to the side, and
Oh, that's
the
terrible.
worst part is he's a water fountain,
Yes.
and he's a boy. So you guess
Oh, I didn't catch
You
that.
didn't get that?
you can see where
I
the
didn't see it. I was transfixed on the fact that he looked like somebody had peeled his skin off of him.
that's bad enough. But now you know why he's a bad boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the
That's-
water's coming out of the certain
That's
area.
awful.
The next one is the next one is called This Mad Baby in Vigeland Park, again in Norway. So if you're ever in Norway, you can check some
You know
of
what
these
this
out.
looks like to me? You remember, I think around the year 2000, they had the dancing baby computer generated
Yes.
thing. It looks like somebody took that, stripped it naked so you can see his little pee-pee, and they made a giant statue of it.
Yeah. He's throwing it's a giant angry infant throwing a naked tantrum on top of a cube stacked on top of another cube. So, and that's about all there is for that one. The fourth one is in Thailand. Ang Thong, Thailand. It's called These Undead Hell Statues. And it's a collection of ghost zombie statues. There's one where it's kind of like a dragon looking thing and he's
Kinda
eating
bones,
stuff.
maybe?
Yeah.
And the next one is a bunch of arms coming up from out.
See,
of
I don't
the
find those very disturbing simply because it's hard to tell, it's hard for me to tell what they are. The hands I get.
Yeah.
But the other ones just looks like a mangle of junk.
Yeah. The hands are kind of disturbing. To see
I'm
all the
uncouth,
hands.
though. I'm not real
Yeah.
artistic, so.
The hands coming out of the ground is kind of, that's the creepier one to me. The next one,
Holy smoly.
the next one is also in Thailand and Singapore.
Why?
It's the only way I can describe it is it's a giant crab with a guy's neck and head coming
Grafted
up.
onto the top of it.
Yeah, that's about the best way I can describe it.
It's like a horror movie took it and they put you to sleep and you woke up with this crab body in your head.
Well, it's like The Fly, but with a crab.
Kinda.
Yeah, it says it's depicting ancient Chinese folklore. I don't know much about ancient Chinese folklore, but I don't want to. I don't think after this. The next one is in the Czech Republic in Prague.
Well, hit the arrow button. It's more.
There's
disturbing.
more. There's more.
Oh, really?
So it's like
Okay.
it's again children. I don't understand the
Naked children crawling around on their hands and knees.
I don't understand. They're faceless, by the way. I don't understand the fascination with the children's statues.
Well, they got a head, and in the middle, it looks like somebody took a shovel and smacked it in the middle, so it's got a big crease in the center.
Well, it's like a pumpkin head with a creased in center.
Again,
yeah.
something of a nightmare.
But there's no facial features
No.
outside of that. And they've got a lot of them. Like they're crawling on the ground. They're crawling also up the side of a building as well, on like a parking deck or a parking garage or something.
Yes, they are.
There's a ton of them all over the ground. The next one, we're going to Cuba. And I don't really know how else to describe this one other than
A topless woman riding a giant chicken holding a
fork.
Oh, is it a fork?
Yes.
Okay.
And the chicken's only got one leg.
It's got one leg.
Well, she ate the other one.
Hey, well, the chicken legs are good.
They are.
So, yeah, you can go to Cuba to see
That's-
giant chicken statues.
That's awful. What is that guy doing to the turtle? The turtle doesn't look like he likes it, whatever the guy is
The
doing.
guy's smiling,
Well, yeah.
This is
and they're both green.
This is the first one in the United States. It's in Massachusetts. It's
Oh,
called
man, I went through the arrows.
This Charming Boy Who Is Sitting Strangely on a Turtle. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's sitting on the turtle very well. I think we could have...
Okay, it's like a statue of a prepubescent boy who's naked, and he's got the turtle strategically placed right in his loin area,
Yeah.
and the turtle's making a face like,
It really is.
Yeah, it's poorly executed. How about we'll say that? We'll wrap that one up.
I wish he would have just turned me into soup.
So you're not going to go to Massachusetts and see this?
Not on purpose.
Turtle's like, I wish I had just choked on the straw. The plastic
yes.
straw.
Yes, please.
The next one is kind of just comical. It's in Abu Dhabi. It's Spider-Man camel.
Yeah, it's a camel.
It's a camel in Spider-Man
gear.
costume. So it's about all there is to that
And
one.
the spider's on his hump.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
The next one is revolting.
Yeah.
In London, these vomiting rock people. So it's like rock statues and they're water fountains.
we say
and,
statues. They look like just giant piles of rocks.
rock formations
Yeah.
that have human heads on them
Yes.
That are
that are
hurling.
vomiting water for the water fixture. Some is like a gush. Others are like a
Projectile vomiting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
That's disgusting.
Oh, here's one my wife would love.
yeah, this one is kind of creepy. This one looks like the thing out of Stranger Things.
It does.
It's a gigantic,
like it.
terrible spider.
Mitch
I
would not
hate
like that
spiders.
one.
Yeah. This is at the Canadian National Art Gallery.
Wow.
It's a big spider.
It actually, this one, I think it kind of looks cool. It's on really long, slender legs, and it's got like a weirdly kind of shaped, like fire hydrant shaped body. He's really tall, so you can walk underneath
It's 30
him.
feet tall
Yeah.
and 33 feet wide.
I kind of like that one. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's weird. But so far, I think I would take this one over any
Yeah.
of the other ones.
Yeah. Because it's not gross.
No. The next one is, I can't even say this, Transi de René de Chalon in Bar-le-Duc, France. It's a statue of a man who is currently decaying rapidly.
Yeah, it's odd. It's
The Prince of Orange, he and his wife requested that instead of making a nice normal statue to memorialize him, they wanted one of him as a skeleton with some skin on who is holding his own heart.
Oh, I wondered what he was holding
And
up.
it says, also, the statue once held the prince's actual dried heart.
oh, nice.
Nice.
So, yeah, that's a lot of fun. Not how I would want to be remembered as royalty, necessarily. So, there's that. This one is disturbing. From Wicklow, Ireland. A person is cutting themselves in half. right from the top of the head downward.
Yeah, like
weird.
it goes about to the middle of his chest and is splitting. And
He's called the Split Man.
if you ever saw Terminator 2,
Yeah.
when the T2 Terminator
Separates.
gets blown up and if he's like half split, like all the way down to his waist, it kind of reminds me of that.
It does.
And he's doing that.
Because it's kind of gray. It's kind of gray.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It does remind me of that.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that.
The next one is so random. In Enterprise, Alabama, the Boll Weevil Monument.
Boll weevils.
Yes. It's a giant statue of a woman holding a boll weevil adorned in some ornate gold thing.
It kind of looks like a Grecian statue other than the boll weevil.
And it's like, okay, so the boll weevil, it says, wreaked havoc on the city during the Great Depression. But why would you put in a statue? Why would you memorialize that?
I used to know the story about that, and I don't remember what it was.
What, the statue?
Yeah.
Oh.
The beetle-looking jerk is a boll weevil, the thing that wreaked havoc on the city during the Great Depression, completely destroying all of its crops.
Yeah, it was cotton crops that it...
Yeah.
Why would you want to memorialize that then? Would you hate
There
the
was
beetle?
a story behind it, and I cannot remember what it was.
Or maybe the woman should smash the beetle in retribution.
Yeah.
Not hold him up.
The tail of the boll weevil.
Yeah. The last one, I love this one. This is one is my favorite of all the weird
Mothman.
statues. The Point Pleasant Mothman in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Oh, the Mothman.
The Mothman is classic
Yes.
West Virginia folklore. And they have a giant robot-looking statue of him to celebrate this. The Mothman sightings flooded the local and national news in the late 60s and flooded the book scene in 1975 with the release of John Keel's The Mothman Prophecies. So I love the statue of the Mothman. He's tasteful. You know, it really captures his essence. You know it's Mothman when you are standing next to the Mothman statue. The giant red eyes
Yes.
are encapsulated in the statue. I actually would go get my picture taken if I
With the Mothman?
With the Mothman, yeah.
Would you look terrified or do something funny? Stick your finger in its nose?
And then I'd be afraid the actual
back.
Mothman would probably come back and get me.
Desecrated my statue.
Yeah.
I'd probably just stand there admiringly, I think. But anyway, there are some weird statues out there. This is just a small sampling, but
Yeah,
there
there's
are
a lot of them.
plenty of weird ones out there in the world.
Yeah, I sent you guys a story of one that popped up on the mall in Washington, D.C. It's going to be there until, well, it's gone now. It left on October 30th.
Fitting.
It's
I
to
guess.
honor, sarcastically, the January 6th people or whatever. And I think it's supposed to be Pelosi's desk.
Oh, I saw this. I did see this.
And it's poop.
Yep.
Oh, I thought it just represented Washington, D.C.
That would make more sense.
Okay.
But, yep, it's a poop sculpture that is on the Washington Mall. So,
Boy, art has really come a long way, hasn't it?
yeah. The fascination with poo.
Now, if they place that behind Quasi, I might get a chuckle out of it.
That
I
would be
won't lie.
funny.
I think that would be kind
That
of
would be funny.
So, anyways.
It wouldn't be so funny if it was the bad boy in front of the poop statue, in front of the poop monument. I don't think I would laugh as much. But Quasi, I would get a good chuckle.
Yeah, they had a nameplate on it in front of the poo. I think it had Pelosi's name or something, and somebody stole that.
Okay, real quick.
Of course
I
they
looked
did.
it up because I knew there was a story behind the boll
The boll weevil?
Yes. So the boll weevil did wreak havoc on cotton crops.
Yeah, it was cotton. I knew.
And it said in Alabama, cotton was king. Cotton
Yeah.
was the big cash crop that was down there.
Yes.
And the boll weevil came up in the 1890s and started decimating the crops. Well, they got together. They tried all kinds of stuff. They imported ants from South America. They thought would eat the boll weevil. They tried pesticides. Nothing would kill the boll weevil. So in Enterprise, they got together and said, what are we going to do? Said, I don't know. So they thought, well, we'll try something different, see what else we can grow. They had real sandy, porous dirt, and they started growing peanuts. And peanuts well outpaced cotton, and it said that made people super prosperous. So they think that the boll weevil was there that got them out of the cotton business and into the peanut business, which made a lot of people very wealthy. So that's why they
So that's
erected
why
the boll weevil.
they honor the boll weevil.
Because
Gotcha.
like
should
a
have
lot of things in
incorporated a-
life, sometimes it may seem like a curse, but it ends up being better for everybody in the future.
They should have incorporated a peanut with the boll weevil
Yeah.
to give you some.
Well, then it wouldn't just be the boll weevil. They wanted to honor the boll weevil.
but
I
to
don't-
tell
Maybe
the,
we can
but
get
to
Mr.
tell the story.
Maybe we can get Mr. Planner next to the boll weevil.
Mr.
Yeah.
Peanut.
Or Mr. Peanut. Yeah.
Mr. Peanut with his monocle
Yeah.
It was too fancy. Too fancy.
for the boll weevil.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all I had on the.
I remember
on the
growing.
statue.
I'm from Alabama, and I remember growing up hearing about the boll weevil. And I always liked the word. I always the boll weevil.
I remember hearing about the boll weevil statue in Enterprise. There's even a Ray Stevens songs where they reference that. So,
yeah.
The more you know.
the more
It
you know.
is. All right. Last thing, right? I ran across a story, and I'll just read what it says, and then I'm going to ask you guys whether. So it's people are predicting these once popular American traditions that will disappear in the coming decades, and I want to see if you guys are okay with these disappearing, whether they affect you, just kind of yay or nay. Do you like it? Do you not like it?
All right.
See what you think.
So, disappearing traditions.
Yeah, disappearing traditions.
Okay.
So number one is class reunions. I have never gone to one of my class reunions.
So if I say yay, I'm agreeing that it should disappear. Right?
that you're okay with it disappearing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
it's not formated that way. I just kind of throwing
Okay.
that out there.
I just want to make sure I'm answering correctly.
So yeah, you're okay with it disappearing, or you agree that they're going away.
Yay.
Yay.
I second that.
I have no desire to go to a class reunion.
So
I
you're
really
okay
don't.
that they go-
It won't affect. I'm fine if they're around for people who want to go. I
Well-
just would. For me personally, does nothing for me.
We have
Yeah.
Facebook and social media, which basically eliminates the need for them altogether.
yeah.
And then anybody that from high school you actually want to hang out with or have any desire to see anymore, you can do that. You can accomplish that outside.
Yeah, and it
the
kind of
classroom.
alludes to that social media has really rendered them irrelevant.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, sometimes it's, get together in person is different than social media.
Oh, I
think
agree with that.
It can be beneficial.
But I just think
But-
that a class reunion, I'm not going to go.
My class was supposed to have a 10-year class reunion this year, and nobody's doing anything. So
It was my 45th, and I've never been to one.
I don't think my class is even going to have any.
Yeah,
so.
they had one. I didn't go. All right, number two. I'll move along on these. Trick or treating. This goes along. Goes with your buckets.
Hold on. Should I go first before Doug answers?
Go ahead.
I said nay. You got to keep trick or treating. You have to keep.
Okay.
And no, I'm not talking about boo buckets. I'm trick or treating.
Actual door to door.
Yes, you have to keep the trick or treating.
Not including trunk or treating.
Not
right?
including trunk or treating. No.
Oh, you know how I've already made myself clear.
I know when you were ranting, I was like, oh, this will go right along.
It's a nay. That no trunk or treating, but just trick or treating. I like trick or treating. It builds character. It does. I know.
Yeah.
You go out. You have to go out by yourself. You have to go up to strange houses. You have to interact with people you don't know.
Sometimes it's cold. We had a blizzard on Halloween.
We have 6 inches of snow.
Not a
Or
couple
it could
years
be
ago.
75.
Yeah.
It could be rain.
Well, I agree with you both. 'Cause
Okay.
I like trick or treating. I'm not quite as anti trunk or treating as you, but I do like trick or treating.
Well, you're part of the problem then.
I know I might be.
You're ruining this nation.
Here's a biggie: gender reveal parties.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, if I say yay, that means I'm fine with them going away. Nay means I want them to stick
You want them
around.
to stay.
Because it's kind of negative. So I've had to think
Yeah,
about it.
it's kind of a double
So
negative. thing.
gender reveal, yay, they can go away. I don't like them. I know people do them. A lot of people do them. We didn't. That's just me personally. I was just whatever. I like the surprise for myself. We have a baby. I didn't know until the doctor came up, slapped him on the butt and said, oh, it's a whatever.
Yeah.
That was it. Like, oh, wow. But I like that surprise. So
Yeah.
I say
They can go
said
away.
yay.
Yeah.
I had to think.
I know it's kind of. I should
I'm
have
like,
worded
yay,
it differently.
yay, they can go away.
Yeah.
I say nay.
You like them.
Well, okay, here's the thing.
Mike loves gender reveal.
Yes.
Here's the thing. So we had ours a couple months ago. Both you guys were there.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought, okay, now here's the thing. We didn't
Were
shoot
you
rockets into space, or we didn't set forest fires that lasted months on end. So in moderation,
blow anybody up.
We didn't blow anybody up. Everyone left alive. In moderation, I think it's okay. I think it's fun because we had a good time telling our families, "Hey, we're having a girl." So I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun.
The funny thing about yours is you guys did it in cupcakes, and nobody got the one with the gender reveal. So Courtney had to go over and take the bite out of the cupcake.
The one empty seat where nobody was sitting, that was the cupcake
Yeah.
that had the frosting in it.
Yeah.
So.
So
Now, when I say that, I'm fine. Again, if people want to have them, that's fine. I just meant for me personally, it can go.
The over-the-top stuff has to stop.
Yeah.
We have to stop it.
people getting hurt. Nobody should get hurt at
See,
a gender
now,
reveal
I'm almost
party.
the other way. If you're going to have it, I say go big. Blow something
Tannerite,
up. If I
pink-
come to it,
pink
I want to see
Tannerite.
some destruction. I mean, like, now this,
Well, Doug left ours very
This-
disappointed. Doug
it's
hated
fine.
it.
I like that, you bite a cupcake. But if you would have told me, oh, you're going to bite a cupcake, like, oh, okay. Or if you just said, I bought this 1974 Pinto and we're going to blow it. I'd be like, oh my gosh, I am in. When are we doing this? I'd be like, I'm all in. Let's do it now.
Yep.
Well, hey, for baby number 2,
There we go.
we know what we're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm probably
Blowing
like
up a Pinto.
I'm probably like Mike in moderation. They're fine. Yeah. Number 4, Christmas cards. Now this is interesting. Actually, I'm curious about Mike on this
I
one.
can go first.
Yeah.
I said nay.
You want them?
I want them.
Yes.
Granted,
I knew your family is kind of card
We
people,
do.
and we're not.
and I would say growing up as a kid, I loved to see all the Christmas cards because we had them all set out decoration wise. And over the years, as I got older, it kind of stopped being so much of a trend. So we didn't get as much by the time I left the house as when I was a kid. And we still only today get a few. We get like 2 or 3. But I like them. And even the virtual ones is not the same. But I like Christmas cards.
Okay.
Yay, hey, sending Christmas cards. I said nay. We don't send them out. We have before. I'm with
Yeah.
Mike. You go and you open the mailbox. You look at it, it's like, oh, what's this? Oh, isn't that nice? And it's from Riverside Chevrolet. But
Yeah, State Farm
Merry
Insurance.
Christmas. But no, I like it.
Oh, look, it's Jake from State Farm.
Usually it's the one time a year we get a picture of all the family that we never see. It's like, oh, wow, their kids are getting huge. Their kids have kids now.
Who is this?
Yeah. And our family.
So your nephew got married.
Yeah. And when I was a kid, it's like we had family members who like, dear Gennards, we hope, you had a great year. And, it was personal. I like that.
Do you
I
ever
like
get
that.
we've got one family that we know that they had like 10 kids, and we get the letter about their family.
I don't like that.
Of everything that's going on with every person in the family.
That's too much information. That would be a
long-
yay for me
with
going
10
away.
kids, it's I don't know.
Just say,
10,
Merry
11.
Christmas, God bless.
Jacob had his wisdom teeth removed this year. And it's like, oh, okay. Yeah.
We saw Quasi.
Susan should be
at the-
released.
Yeah.
Susan should be released from prison by March. Like, oh, geez,
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
We need the quasi Christmas card. Can we please get that? He's got a Santa hat on. We need that. We really need the quasi Christmas card. From the It's Funny Studios, we'll
That's
send
right.
out the quasi Christmas card.
All right, number 6. We got to keep moving here. The Miss America pageant. Figured this would be an easy one.
Nay. I
Oh,
have
are you
no-
keeping it?
What is nay? Or no, yay.
Yay. Yay is 86.
It can go away.
I agree.
I
you can
never
say
have
it
cared.
that way if you want.
I agree.
Okay. This is more state specific, but hopefully, I don't know if they're saying to celebrate these. Robert E. Lee's birthday, Jefferson Davis's birthday, and Columbus Day. I'm not sure what that one's.
I get what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm going to say nay. I say we keep them.
Okay. Got any reasoning?
Because these are men of history, and history is not always pretty. It could be
True.
could be
I would agree with
good,
that.
could be bad. But when you take them away and we stop learning about them, then that's when history repeats itself.
You can't erase history.
You can't
history
erase it.
is history.
Yes. So I say we keep it, and without getting too much more into it.
Yeah.
But without taking away history, that's why I'm keeping it.
Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Oh, that's a hard yay for me. Yeah, I'm fine. Keep them.
Yep.
Same reason.
Block parties.
That's right.
I'll go first. I like block parties. Our neighbors down the street
Oh,
started,
I thought you meant we're having a block party for Columbus Day. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever.
our neighbors started having one about 2 or 3 years ago, and we've gone, and it's been fun. We've enjoyed it. So I'm down.
You want me to go or you want to go?
I can go. I'm going to say nay because I don't particularly enjoy like every neighbor I've got. And we don't ever have block parties. We're just not that kind of street, I guess.
Well, you should instigate it.
No, I'm good. So
I said nay as well with Mike. I don't like forced socialization.
it's enough that like my house is super close to other people's already. My life is kind of like a block party sometimes.
Every afternoon is a block party for you before you go to bed.
Yeah.
From 5 to 10, it's a block party. They're throwing bags. They're drinking in the
In Mike's driveway.
Yeah.
The kids are running all around your house.
That's about it. Yeah, I couldn't have said it any better myself.
All right, private fireworks. I gotta keep them. I gotta keep it moving here.
That's a yay.
Keep them.
Keep them. Okay, I agree. Going to the polling place on election day.
Absolutely.
We just had this.
Absolutely. Yay. Go vote.
Yes,
Do your civic duty.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a yay.
It's a yay.
Something about doing it in person too.
It stays. Oh, here's a controversial one. Daylight savings time.
I'm conflicted myself on this one.
You want me to go
Go
first?
ahead. Yeah.
I will go first. Daylight saving time, as much as I gripe, I'm saying yay. There's something nostalgic that I like the time going back. Now, I know people, I'm in the minority, but it's like, just change it and leave it. I kind of like it. It makes me feel like I remember being a kid. Now, it does wreak havoc for like 7 to 10 days on my sleep cycle that I'm either getting up too early or going to bed too late, one of the two.
Yep.
But there's something I like about it. So I will say that people who don't like this are communists.
I would say I would keep it just because it would be weird the time we don't. And I don't think I could recover from that.
Yeah, I agree. And as much as I don't like the losing an hour in the spring, I love the gaining an hour in the fall. And I like Doug
Until
said,
you leave the office and it's like pitch black at 5.
Yeah.
You're like, what's going on?
I'm okay with it. I like it. I like it. So keep it. All right.
I would keep it because I don't like the alternative, I guess.
I don't know what this one is, so I'm going to skip it. Thank you cards.
I can go first. I'm going to say nay, opposite of Christmas cards, because the thank you cards, more often than not, if it's for something that is like a personal thing, like a gift, a wedding gift or something like that, I appreciate it, but I'd much rather tell you thank you like myself to your face and not having to send out postage stamps and a card.
Now it's funny him being a card person. I don't know.
I don't want to write 200 thank you cards basically and mail out 200 thank you cards. That's my main complaint.
So you're lazy. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also said nay, and I like Christmas cards. The same thing. I think it's more personal if I come to each person and say, hey, thank you for blah, 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 or thank you for this, rather than just say, this form letter that I'm just putting Mike, Greg, Joe, Bob, whoever on it and sending them
So if
out.
you have 200 people at your wedding, you're going to go to each one and...
Maybe.
Well, that's what we did at our wedding, and hey, thank you for being. Now, granted, we didn't know what necessarily gift we got or whatever, but hey,
I don't
thank
think
you.
I ever got a thank you from your wedding.
I don't think I did it.
I'm just messing with you.
Doug, thank you.
What
Thank
did we
you
get
so
you?
much.
I don't know. That's the thing. If somebody came up, you could say anything because I have no idea what we ever get. My wife does all that. Thank you for, and just make something. I'll be like, oh yeah, you're welcome.
Well, and to me, it feels so much impersonal when you put on the card, "Dear Doug, thank you so much for this toaster you got us. I really appreciate it. I can't wait to toast some bread." It's like, I hate that.
I can't wait to re-gift this at the next wedding.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's so inauthentic. I hate the thank you cards.
All right. Speaking of weddings, large ones, large weddings. Stay, go.
Nay.
So that's because of COVID-19. A lot of Americans were either too strapped for cash or started seeing the wedding itself as
I say nay
less
for large
important.
ones. Just keep it small, intimate, family and close friends. You don't need to invite somebody that you met twice in 1997. It's like, oh, Mike, you went to nursery school with this kid. It's like, he doesn't want to come to your wedding. You don't need to send him a card or an invite to your wedding. That's one less thank you card you now have to fill out. It's a nay. Keep it nice, small, intimate. Quit spending so much money on it. Put that money towards a house or, investing for your future or something.
Yeah. After being on the C list like 3 times now, I agree with Doug.
Yeah, the C list.
Yeah. I love the C list. That's not an insult to me. I'm like, good. You're on the C list. Great. Can I get on the D list? How about the do not send list? How about that one?
I don't know if this next one's even been around since I've done it once, I think. Bobbing for apples.
I've never bobbed for apples.
That's a hard nay.
Okay, that's an easy one. Okay.
I have bobbed for apples.
We don't do that one, so we'll skip that one. College homecoming celebrations.
College?
College.
I'm going to say nay. I didn't do anything with my college homecoming. I didn't even go to the football
I know
game.
my daughter Megan and Jared, they go to their homecoming at their college every year.
I just could really care less. I'm done with college, and my college is 30 minutes away. If I want to go visit campus,
it's a great time.
I say nay. Once you graduate, you need to move on and grow up. Quit going to these stupid things with college kids and trying to relive your glory days.
I'm already
you're married, or you're married and you have kids, or you're married and your kids are older. Just go be married. Let the college kids have the fun and run around, and you just be an adult.
Yeah, I'm already stressing about how to pay for my future college for my kid already. So that's
no
enough.
homecomings. All right, last one. Bake sales.
Bake sales.
Bake sales.
Does this? I mean, like,
okay, this is our
does it
bake
matter
sales
what
still
venue,
thing. People barely have time to cook for themselves. No, it's just bake sales in general. So it could be a bake sale fundraiser for.
Yay. I say keep them. I don't buy that much, but I like to go because I'm always a little squeamish about I need to see.
I know that's
what I would rather, if I do this, I need a picture of the person who's done the baking and like a 2-paragraph bio on them, and looks like, yeah, I get that. Or, it looks a little dicey. And maybe a picture of your kitchen that you had.
That would be helpful.
Those are the 3 things I really would like to see. Now, having said all that, we've gone to bake sales and bought stuff, and you get
it's fine. I'm good with a bake sale. What about you, Mike?
Sure. We don't do them that much, but I don't know. I don't know. I'd either rather just make it myself or go to a bakery or something.
It's usually for a fundraiser.
I know.
So, so I don't know how, a lot of times too, you get them, it's like not the greatest, but it's like, I'm just donating money at this point. I don't even care about the baked good necessarily. I'm like, I'm going to throw $20 in there and grab a plate of cookies.
Yeah.
I'm going to add one, and it won't be a fundraiser, so we'll see how you take
I just
it.
Cross that out. Now I got to put another one on there.
Potlucks.
Nay.
It could be church potluck, a work potluck.
Nay.
People bring in stuff.
Nay. No, none of that. I don't want any of it. Again, if they have that, it's the same criteria. Picture, 2-paragraph bio, picture of the facilities that this was cooked at. I need to know some background.
So you would say, yay, it could go away. Potlucks could go by the wayside.
No, yay was keep, wasn't it?
Hold it.
Yes.
Now you've got me all confused. Whatever the one is I don't want a potluck.
Nay. Doug is nay.
I'm accidentally voting yes for all these things. I'm a nay.
You want them gone.
I want them to go away.
How about you?
We have them all the time at my office, at my work, and I kind of like it. I'm not going to lie. But that wouldn't apply to every single one I've been to.
But in general.
Until you look like that statue in London that's vomiting all over the place, and then you won't be liking the potluck.
That's true.
You'll be praying for Quasi to come put you out of your misery.
I don't know. I just keep it. I don't know.
Keep it. All right, we're keeping the potluck. I'm for keeping them. I enjoy a potluck.
No!
The pancake story threw me off a little bit there, but or waffles or whatever it was.
We won't go into that story right now.
Greg had a horrible experience, and he still wants to keep it. He's like, I'm still going to chance it. It's like, no way.
That wasn't a potluck.
No, it was a bad luck.
One
not good.
One individual.
Same premise.
Oh,
Same premise. Somebody else is cooking and bringing it in.
I was like those statues, but the other way.
It was not a good time.
No, it wasn't. And two of us got it.
Can you imagine having that emergency on the tall toilet? That would have been really bad.
That would have been bad.
Topple off.
Yeah, not good.
So, all right, that's all I got.
That's it?
Yep.
We're done?
Yep.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for tuning in. Relax. Take a deep breath. Smile. It's going to be okay. Laugh a little bit. Have some fun. Enjoy life. We hope you're tuning in 7 days, and until then, see ya.
Later.
Peace.
Peace. Enjoy a potluck.